Okay, guys, what's up? A little pre-election night effery for y'all. Make sure you get a channel membership. Mac Knight, you my boy. I seen you. It's breaking my heart that you ain't got a channel membership, man. I know you trying. I don't know what the deal is, man. I don't know why some people can and other people can't. So I'm making a lot of this content that I had planned on putting on the channel for members only. I'm going to try to give it a couple more days before I upload my next members only video. We just did one flamer on Sunday about voter suppression, the real face of voter suppression. But I'm going to give you guys, because I know a lot of my loyal subs that have been here for a long time, friends of the channel, great people, great supporter, very supportive. They haven't had a chance because something that's being done, I don't know what it is. But we're going to try to figure it out. So I'm going to give it a couple more days till I drop my next members only video. But here's a story out of Houston that's shocking, that nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about this. It's shocking that nobody's talking about this. There was an open mic for aspiring rappers at a Houston club. And, well, I'll just let the news lady tell you.
New details about a deadly shooting inside a nightclub in Midtown. 3 people were killed and 1 person was wounded inside DD Sky Club. Channel 2's Rochelle Turner is live outside that club. Rochelle, you just learned the names of the victims.
Keith, that's exactly right. We are right outside of this nightclub where those 3 young guys lost their lives. They are 19-year-old Jalen Page, 21-year-old Bryce Gooder, and 22-year-old Christopher Jackson. They were here last night for open mic night when their lives were cut short. I did speak to the fire chief, who tells me that this bar was not supposed to be open because of COVID-19.
So it's really scary, and I don't know what to think or just say.
Tyson Stevenson is talking about what happened last night.
This kid right here, he doesn't want to be known as a snitch. And listen, there's so much snitching going on in the community and just in crime in general that the odds of you getting like touched because you're a snitch are like 1 to 100. Like out of every 100 snitches gets some kind of physical repercussions for snitching. There's so much snitching going on. A lot of the biggest killers and drug dealers are snitches. That being said, this guy's probably an aspiring rapper too. And he also lives in Houston. He lives in the black community where the numbers go up when it comes to retribution about snitching. Now, I would say that probably in the black community, probably 1 out of every 50 snitches gets some kind of physical retribution. But all of them get some kind of ostracization. They get some kind of rebuke, whether it be intimidation, whether it be being ridiculed, whether it be being following you, like Jigga said, Jay-Z said, the label of a snitch is a lifetime scar. You'll always be in jail, nigga, minus the bars. And snitching is very different in the black community. Snitching is anything, okay? Snitching is anything. Snitching is, I'm driving down the street, I see a buddy I ain't seen in 5 years. I pull over, holler at him. Hey, man, take me up the street right quick. My baby mother live around the corner. Oh, yeah, sure, man. I take him up the street. We get pulled over. He like, yo, man, I got a gun on me. Man, I can't get caught again. With another gun, they gonna lock me up forever. He puts the gun under my seat. The police come, tell us to get out of the car. They search the car. They find the gun. They ask me, is it mine? I say, man, that shit ain't mine. That's snitching in the black community. I seen it. That's snitching in the black community. I seen it. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing about these Negroes. I done seen it. I've been there, done that. I ain't seen everything, but I seen enough. So I don't blame this brother for acting all funny. Like, I know he saw everything. I know this brother know everything, but he can't because he young. He in that world, and it's too much. It's too much backlash.
Tyson Stevenson is talking about what happened last night at DD Sky Club in Midtown. He says everything went from calm.
The store owner was letting me park a couple cars on this side to make it look a couple dollars.
To chaotic in a matter of minutes.
By 10:30, you hear about boom, 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 boom. So everybody just take off running from outside, and that's when we see people coming out of the running for their life.
Houston police were called to the club on Chenervett Street about a shooting.
There was a fight. There was an altercation inside of the bar. And then at least two individuals produced weapons and shot in the crowd.
Inside the club, police found 3 men dead.
There's a fight. 2 individuals produced weapons and shot into the crowd. I've been there. George Avenue Day, 1996. This is a big festival they used to have in D.C. And George Avenue Day, I think 2003, where I was like in the thick. I think a popular band in D.C., go-go band, Backyard was performing, and they was performing without Big G, the Anwan Glover, the one from The Wire. That's his band, but he wasn't there that day. So they had the other rappers performing. And somebody fired in the crowd both those times. Both those times somebody fired into the crowd. And the crowd dispersed. I've been there when somebody fires into the crowd. And those ain't the only 2 times, but those are the times where a big, like when musical event. And let me tell you something about the open mic. I've been to a few of those too. When we think of open mic, we think of somebody like Erykah Badu getting on stage singing, or some spoken word. Baby, you are like a rose, a flower. Your petals are like the petals on a bike. As I stroke them with my feet, I bring them to light and then repeat. The sun rays flowing off of your skin are like cascading mountains from within. No, that ain't the shit you gonna hear at a fucking open mic no more, nigga. It's a bunch of niggas, rap niggas with their crews, hood niggas, thug niggas, niggas that shot somebody last night, waiting for their turn to get on stage and talk about how broke you is, how much money they got, how they sleep with your baby mother, how they run up in your house and steal all your shit and duct tape you. Yeah, to a beat. And nobody will say that's influencing people. Nobody will say that's cooning. Because they're only talking about black people. But yeah, a lot of violent raps, a lot of, just gangster killer lyrics. That's what the open mics is. Back in my day, the 90s, it was brothers, getting on stage, spoken word. Sisters getting on stage singing their little neo-soul tunes. Nah. It ain't that no more. So I'm not surprised that this happened.
At the club, police found 3 men dead, and another person was taken to the hospital. Police say the victims were young rappers trying to make it in the music industry.
It could have been the next up-and-coming star. You never know.
Stevenson says the violence is uncalled for.
It's just hard when your people gotta get called early in the morning at 4 o'clock on that your son or your daughter dead.
And police say a fourth victim, 17-year-old Sir Mitchell, was taken to the hospital. He remains in critical condition, and right now we have seen investigators combing through this parking lot, just trying to piece together any information they can. They've been talking to several of the businesses and also getting surveillance video from the area. Right now they tell me they don't have any suspects in this case, and coming up tonight at 5, you're going to hear from a local artist who was inside the club when shots rang out and what he saw and what happened.
That big of a place, no suspects. Cameras everywhere, no suspects. You gotta sign in when you're gonna get on stage, no suspects. But let it come out that the girl who played Vicky on Small Wonders said the N-word back in 1986. And every nigga, every blue check liberal and every fucking pro-black nigga gonna be talking about it on Twitter. Calling for Small Wonder to be taken out of syndication and shit. Signing petitions and shit. This is what's wrong with America. Yeah.
For now, reporting live from Midtown, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
A Houston rapper did get killed this year that made national news. A fella by the name of George Floyd, who, yes, was a notable rapper. He was killed by police, though. We'll get into that a little later. This happened on the 21st. This is not the saddest story of a Houston rapper dying, though. This month, of the month of October. On the 31st, there was a sadder story.
Dominic, we just arrived on scene. We don't have a lot of information right now. Still a very active investigation here at the Old Farm Apartments near Westheimer. A detective here just told us that a man was shot and killed, and a 12-year-old boy was also shot and rushed to the hospital. We don't know the relationship of the man and child at this point, and we don't know exactly what led up to that shooting. That is still part of the investigation. Investigators say they are searching for a shooter, but do not yet have any type of description. Of course, we'll stay on top of this story and bring you the latest developments as soon as we learn more. Reporting live on the west side, Sophia Ojeda, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
You want to see the 11-year-old boy who was killed that this 41-year-old rapper tried to shield? It was a real hero for trying to shield this boy from getting shot. His girlfriend's son, not his son, but his girlfriend's son. Look at this boy. That's the boy who got killed. Being with his mom's boyfriend when violence erupted. When a hail of bullets when shots rang out, because it just faced, nobody know who did nothing. This the little boy who got killed. And I do so much child death as far as children getting shot by guns on this channel, as you know. We're one of the only channels that covers that consistently. Not just when it's a major case, not just when it's that kid that's the same story that CNN covered, decided to cover for the year, or the one that went viral on the internet. Nah, we cover them, all of them, that we can get our hands on. Kid just with his mom's boyfriend, and shots rang out on him, on them, and the boyfriend tries to shield the boy from the gunfire which is a very noble, very honorable thing, man. If that's going to be your last act, brother, salute to you, man. And I know people going to say, well, why he tried to say the white... Man, listen, man, if you dating a white woman, and you're obviously in love with this woman, it's her kid, listen, man, I would adopt a white kid. If I found a white kid, somebody left a white kid on my doorstep, I would bring that motherfucker in and give him some fucking milk and shit. And hold him and shit. And rock him to sleep and shit. Like, what the fuck, man? These are people, man. Somebody left a fucking little Indian kid on my doorstep. I'd do the same thing. Like, But yeah, race is about everything. So he was a swirler. He was trying to shield his girlfriend's kid from getting shot. Despite efforts, the boy was wounded and later succumbed to his injuries on October 28th. Witnesses state the assailants were waiting at the apartment complex where the victim lived with his girlfriend and her son. They laid in wait. Surveillance footage shows the 3 armed suspects opening fire on the victims. The shooters then jumped back inside the black Pontiac, according to witnesses. No arrests have been made. And I know y'all think that this was probably some deep mob shit, like he owed the fucking Houston Underground Black Mafia $100 million or some shit for 3 gunmen to hop out of... Nah, man. He could have said a rap that they didn't like. He could have said, made a tweet they didn't like. He could have made a Facebook post about it. He could have did... It could be some stupid shit. Okay? We talking about... Don't think that he was deep in the... He had a $100,000 gambling debt with goddamn... the kingpin of fucking Houston or some shit. It could be some stupid shit. For a nigga to go get his boys and, yeah, let's go it. And that's it. Alright, when niggas talk about they not really down with rap and shit, that's really a way of niggas saying he a street nigga first. First, second, and third. Like, nigga, I ain't no rapper, nigga. Don't get me confused with no rapper, nigga. Try me if you want, nigga, thinking I'm fucking Drake or somebody, or fucking Chance the Rapper, or Kanye West or some shit, or Andre 3000, nigga. A Common, nigga. I ain't one of them niggas, nigga. I'm a street nigga. That's what they mean when they say that. Okay? Fuck, I look like Will I Am, nigga? Huh? Nigga, I ain't no rapper, nigga. I'm a street nigga. And you know what? There are a lot of street niggas, and street niggas get killed like this all the time. Dying like this does not mean you not a... Niggas always act like when you go out like this, that somehow you ain't street or you was a sucker. Street niggas go out like this all the time. It's just when you a rapper, it's just, you know, it's looked at as like a strike against your gangster. Shit. This is how it ends, nigga. This or a life sentence. This is literally how it ends, my nigga. This or a life sentence. This is how it ends, my nigga. Look at this beautiful young lady right here, 16 years old. Dead than a doorknob. Deader than a doorknob. Straight out of Houston. Last week, Just like I said about Memphis, just like I said about other cities, I could do a whole channel on Houston. Dead over some social media beef. And make sure y'all hit that like button. A lot of y'all not hitting the like button when y'all come in if you enjoying this. Also, take a moment to share videos like this. Also, sign up to become a member of the channel. A lot of stories that as you know, that you won't see anywhere else on YouTube, we're going to be covering here. So make sure you take a time out to join the channel, become a member. Click the join button. You can easily access the join button during the premiere of this video if you just click the $sign at the bottom of the chat and then click join, and you'll be taken to a page to join, and it's very simple. Or if you're just watching this as a video, the join button should be right below the video.
We are learning a social media beef was at the center of a confrontation in West Houston that left a 16-year-old dead and 2 others in the hospital. ABC 13's Jessica
Smash
Willie joins us live with the latest update on exactly what happened.
Yeah, Lisa, the shooting happened right in front of the Wilcrest Baptist Church here behind me. The 2 surviving victims are out of surgery, according to family members. Police have a vague description of the shooter and the 2 other women involved, but a good starting point. The family of the 16-year-old who was killed says she was threatened on social media for months.
They just came and started shooting, and they killed my cousin.
A 16-year-old shot and killed her sister and friend wounded. Houston police say there were 15 gunshots here on Sharpview this afternoon, followed by 5 911 calls. The violence police believe linked to social media.
This appears to be involved in ongoing social media beef with our 3 victims here that came to this location to engage the people.
Relatives identified the victim as Marasia Pratt, a sophomore at Elsick High School. Kira Walton, her cousin, says she was a target on Instagram.
She was just keep picking on her on Instagram, sending people her pictures, saying she was a prostitute, and just messing with her to the point my cousin used to cry about it.
niggas. That's why I told you, if you saw the video I did last week where the little kid was crying about being bullied at this white school, I said, man, don't go to no black school. If you can't handle bullying at a white school, don't go within a mile radius of a black school.
Relatives identified the victim as Marasia Pratt, a sophomore at Elsick High School. Kira Walton, her cousin, says she was a target on Instagram.
She was just keep picking on her on Instagram, sending people her pictures, saying she was a prostitute, and just messing with her to the point my cousin used to cry about it.
And today it all came to a head down the street from the teen's house, where she and her sister went to meet her alleged harassers.
But for you to come and bring a gun, I feel like it was premeditated.
Police say a man got out of a car and fired. He and the two women he was with took off. Marasia's family have told police
a nigga threw his life away. And some girl beef. Some girls beefing, being mean girls to each other, mean black girls, which is next level mean girl. I know y'all saw that movie Mean Girls, came out back in like the 2000s. If that had been made with black girls, that shit would have just been, you couldn't even have released it in the theaters. But a nigga jumped out the window and ended his, he gonna do a life sentence for this shit. A black man gonna do at least 40 years for this shit. Like you said, premeditated. Over some girls beefing.
I feel like it was premeditated.
Police say a man got out of a car and fired. He and the two women he was with took off. Marasia's family have told police what they know.
I just feel like it was just jealousy. It was just jealousy. It was just jealousy. You killed her over jealousy.
The 16-year-old loved school and wanted to go to college.
Her smile, like she was a great girl, and I hate that this happened to her. I really do.
Police are now looking for those involved.
I feel like my whole soul just ripped out of my heart. Like this is hard on my family. It's so hard on us.
Jessica Willie, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
And here go the suspect. No, it's not 6 suspects. This is all the suspects' mugshots. Again, a common theme on this channel. The nigga who harms you or your loved one should have been under the jail. According to Democrats, according to liberals, according to pro-blacks, according to blue-check liberals on Twitter, how racist the criminal justice system is, every time we see one of these niggas harm somebody, they got a rap sheet as long as Shaq feet. Every time. There's never a time when we do a video about this and the nigga, oh, he was a good kid and he just snapped. It's always fucking goddamn super thug that done got probation and for a bunch of robberies and done got fucking 6 months for some goddamn attempted murders and shit. He back on the street. This is the guy. Kenny Charles Garrett. This nigga killed that girl because some girls that he was with, or he know, or he was sleeping with, or I don't know. And usually it's a simp dude that you do. A dude that's hitting it ain't gonna do no shit like this. A dude that's getting some snatch ain't gonna do nothing like that. Really, a lot of times. It's usually a dude that these girls keep these dudes that they talk to. They always got these friends that they talk to, that he might pull up, she might tell him to pull up, and she comes sit in the car with him and chop it up with him for a little bit. He ain't never felt the ass, he ain't never got a kiss on the cheek. She may call him when her boyfriend diss her, when her boyfriend diss her, or her boyfriend have a baby with another girl, or a boyfriend cheat on her. She may call this dude to get some to pick herself up, to give her some validation, because a lot of times girls do that. They call dudes like this up to make themselves feel good when their main boyfriend dog them out, because this dude gonna tell them how special they is and how beautiful they is. And if she was with him, if you was with me, I would treat you like this, I would do this and that. And then they soak all that up, all that sunlight up, and then they go back and get dogged some more by their main nigga. And then one day they get in some shit and they call this nigga up, and he come through because he ready to prove a point. He ready to show her, to prove something to her, and she can get this nigga to do anything. I've been around for a long time, man. I done seen it all. Well, actually, I done seen some of it. But yeah, sad that this girl had to die, man, over some social. All three of these stories happened within a week. All three of these stories happened within a week. And the only Houston rapper you heard about that got killed this year on a national level, the only one that Joe Biden said something about, the only one Joe Biden said something about was George Floyd. The only one Barack Obama said something about was George Floyd. The only one Al Sharpton said something about was George Floyd. The only one that got 3 funerals was George Floyd during the pandemic. The only one that got a fucking $20 million on his GoFundMe was George Floyd. The only one whose daughter got a free scholarship to a HBCU was George Floyd. All these Houston rappers dying, and that's just Houston. Do you understand that we could do every city like this? DC, Memphis, St. Louis. This is just this week in Houston. I just did this. This is the 1 week in Houston. This ain't a year. This is 1 week in Houston. If y'all hit that like button, you are op. If you don't support the channel, you are op. Real shit here. I'm giving y'all a couple more days to get y'all channel memberships before I start posting some real heavy shit on the members only shit. So I'm giving you a couple more days because I mess with a lot of y'all. But please do everything you can to get that channel membership, because I'm going to be dropping some fire, some post-election night fire for y'all. Got some stories percolating in the cut. Some inside information, some skinny. So see you guys later, man. Peace. Good night.